Hi everyone, good morning. I'm just gonna wait for everyone to join me so we can all have fun in this new Queen Hangouts. Good morning, Estefanía. Carlos, buenos días. Qué bueno que estás aquí, Riquito. Good morning, how are you all doing? You must be either waking up if you're joining me from the Americas. Maybe you are about to finish your day in the middle of the day. Hi Adeline, so happy to see you here. Good morning. Germán, buenos días. Paola. I'm just gonna allow for everyone to join before I start. This is a very special Queen Hangouts. It's the official second season of the Queen Hangouts. So I want everyone, as many people as possible, to be here so you can hear every single word that I have to say. Buenos días, Dani. Good morning. Joanna, thank you for being here. Are you guys drinking coffee, tea, juice? None of the above like me, because I'm not a coffee person. I don't like drinking juices in the morning. Thank you so much. Thank you. Webster, buenos días. Good to see you here. Good morning, Claudia. Yay! Carlos is drinking coffee. Juliana's also drinking coffee. Bebe is also drinking coffee. Okay, I guess coffee is the winner. Oh, we have a jugo de parcha. That's nice. All right, I'm very happy to see you as well. Vital Reds. Ooh, someone's drinking Vital Reds. I hear it's a really yummy thing for the body. It really wakes you up. Andrea, te amo. Qué bueno que estás aquí conectada. Besos. All right, guys, here's the deal. I've been thinking, and sometimes we seek for an explanation for the events in our lives that seem to have shattered every effort we have made. Yet this year, I can tell you that I have learned that when we let go of that desire to understand why we fail, or why we made it too short, or why we didn't make it, then doors suddenly open to accept what we failed for, what we didn't make it for. So I want to begin this Queen Hangouts sharing a thought with you. If you ever fail, if you ever don't make it, or if you ever fall a little bit too short of reaching your goal, embrace that adversity and recognize the greatness that comes with it. Because that is the only way to redefine what it means to lose. And this first Queen Hangouts, this new season of Queen Hangouts on a new dawn, it's about a new beginning. And I want to begin my new dawn with you. I want to share it with you. And it is all about redefining what it, for me, meant that I didn't get the crown. And I want all of you to think about those words, because of course I'm talking from my heart, from my own experience with this amazing adventure that it's almost about to end. And I am certain that we have all throughout this year experienced something similar. And I think what makes a difference is if we're willing to redefine what it means to lose. So take a time, take a moment, think about it. How are you redefining what it means not grasping and grabbing your goal? It obviously doesn't mean that you have to lose. It obviously means that even while losing, you can win a lot. So this morning in this new Queen Hangout, I'm going to start redefining a new experience for me. And I'm gonna do it with you. And the first thing that I want to do in order to begin this new beginning alongside all of you is to say thank you. I never took the time to talk about my jury interview during the Miss Universe competition, But one of the questions that was asked, if I remember well, by Kelty, who was part of the jury, she asked me what would be the first thing or the first reaction for you if you win Miss Universe. And I said I would take the time to say thank you. And the fact that I don't have the crown doesn't change that. On the contrary, it really reinforces that desire to recognize the fact that if I am here today, if I was able to stand on that stage and do every single thing that I did, was in part because I had a huge group of people that supported me. I had a lot of people that believed in my potential and that really pushed forward for me to be able to do what I did. So I want to start saying thank you to my beautiful organization. I know a lot of you are right now here, so thank you for every single thing that you did, for all the laughs, for all the cries, for all the conversations. I want to say thank you to every single boutique that from the day that I was named Miss Universe Puerto Rico said, hey, if you ever need anything, we're going to be there for you. There are a lot of boutiques, so I don't have a full list, but you know who you are. So thank you. As well, thank you to every single one of the designers that said, yes, we'll be there for you. Every single one of them, they're both from Puerto Rico and outside Venezuela, República Dominicana, Colombia, New York. All of you, thank you so much for bringing up something to the table for me to be able to look fabulous and beautiful. Every single one of the sponsors, thank you so much for saying yes to supporting the Miss Universe Puerto Rico organization and honestly making my life way easier with all of the resources that you offered. And especially thank you to every single one of you. Thank you to my fans, to my family members, to my friends, to my followers, to the people that are neither fans, followers, friends, but are still paying attention to what I have to say. Thank you so much for the love that you've shared. You know why? Because of course you need it while you're in the adventure and while you're getting ready to represent your country, but you also need it now at this moment. And I'm talking when I say you need it, I'm talking of course about myself. The love and the messages that you've been sending have been a huge amount of strength for me to go on, for me to move on. So I want to say a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart, because all the love that you've shared through social media, all the posts that you've made, all the comments, all the messages, all the like messages, they're really very important for me to be able to move on and for me to be able to not lose sight of what I still have to offer and of all of my potential. So thank you so much, and I want to say specifically thank you for this amazing group of Thai fans who have made incredible posts, incredible messages. Thank you so much, that is so sweet. I hope I can one day visit your country. I would love to. And I gotta say, I've been reading all of your messages, and there are so many messages. I promise I will read all of them. Just know that I'm reading you, just know that your love is reaching my heart, and keep sending it because I need it. So, of course I want to talk about my experience with Miss Universe. But the first thing I want to talk about is my dresses. I want to talk about my dresses, and I want to really know if you could ever pick, good morning Clark, if you could pick one of the two dresses that characterized my representation. We have the green dress from Ecliptica from the preliminary competition and the white beautiful gown from Harry Robles for the final now. If you could pick one, which one would you pick? Now you can just write green or white. I really want to read you. Good morning Carmencita, thank you for being here. So now is the time. If you could pick one, would it be green for the one from Ecliptica, or would it be the white one? Okay, I see green. Yes, Bellezas, you're right. It's also kind of hard because they're very iconic. Oh wow, I see a lot of green. There's a lot of green, yes. Ashley, you're right. They are quite different. They're both very beautiful, but they're very quite different. Okay, one says both. I know, I just feel it's so hard to pick from them. But I have to agree. Okay, I think green, it's the winner here. I have to agree. I mean, these dresses were so iconic, and I am so proud because I actually think when people think of Estefanía as Miss Universe Puerto Rico, they will always think of those dresses, and that makes me really proud. That makes me really, really proud. So I wanted to ask that question because I know there's been a lot of comments and a lot of questionings in terms of why we picked the dresses and why didn't we pick the dresses. So I want to just talk a little bit about everything and how everything went. So there's one question that I received from you guys, from Kevin Stevens. I don't know if I pronounce it well. And the question is, what was my favorite part of the final night? And I have to say, it was the moment where I walked with the Harry Robles dress. It was a huge challenge for me to stay focused, especially because there were so many Puerto Ricans and people supporting me on stage, that the excitement that you feel when you hit the stage and everyone's rooting for you and screaming and you see your flags, it's such a huge challenge. And I'm sure if there's one of the girls that were there with me, you girls know what I was talking about or what I'm talking about. It's so hard to keep your focus. It's so hard to think of your choreography and of the what you wanted to project. But that moment I was really able to feel the strength and the love from Puerto Rico, but still kept really focused and was able to do what I wanted to do in terms of the choreography and how I wanted to present myself. Well, that was my top favorite. But with that, I want to talk about the green dress. And I want to say, yes, my green dress, I found it was broken. So let me tell you something. I want to tell you everything so that everything is clear. I will always think that no one is capable of harming someone else's dresses, none of the girls specifically, because I spent 10 days over there and I didn't see anything, I didn't feel anything at all that would have become like a red flag for me to be like, oh, better be careful, oh, better take care of your dresses. I'm very naive in those things, and I will always think that it was just an accident. That being said, I'm gonna tell you the story. The dress from Ecliptica could not go into a suitcase because of the fabric. It couldn't go to a suitcase, so the instructions were you always have to carry it with you. That's why if you go back to the videos of the moment I arrived in Florida, when I come out in the airport, there's a white garment bag, and there's always a white garment bag when I arrive at the hotel. That was the dress from Ecliptica. So that dress, it never left sight during my trip to Florida. It was always with me. And as soon as I got to the hotel, I just placed it in the closet hanging at the hotel room. And for the first 7 days of those 10 days, it was there every single day. I didn't touch it, I didn't look at it, it was just there. The day of the preliminary night, we have to do the rehearsal with all of our dresses. So I take the garment bag for the first time and I bring it with me. I put it right in front of the table where I was supposed to do my hair and makeup. And I don't know why I go to see Kimberly, Miss Dominican Republic, who tells me this story about someone having an issue with their dress, the National Costume Show. And she said, be careful, pay attention to your dress. And then I was like, I'm actually kind of scared because it's not like I can put the dress on a suitcase. It was literally like the garment bag was in front of everyone, just right there. There was no lock to it. And Kimberly was kind enough to give me those, those little plastic thingies that you put in. I don't know how you call them, but you put them in a hole and you sort of push and then it kind of locks. So she gave me one of those. I was like, okay, so thank you so much. And I did that on my garment bag. I put it on the zipper and it kind of worked. But then when I go and do that on my dress, I had Miss Portugal. She was next to me. She was my neighbor in all of the rehearsals, and also in backstage. She was next to me sharing the table. And she sees me doing that and she's like, you know what, if I were you, I wouldn't leave the dress there. You should really put it in the suitcase. And then I say the same thing, like, hey, I cannot put it in the suitcase. Long story short, I start to get a little bit nervous and worried. And I go to South Africa, my lovely roommate Natasha, and I say, okay, we have to do something to protect and hide my dress in case, anything happens. And my idea was to place it in front of South Africa's table, so that it will be misplaced and no one will find it if someone wanted to go to Puerto Rico, to the place where Puerto Rico is. And after long conversation with her, we said, okay, we're not going to put it here. We're just going to put it behind a door that was open from one of the backstage rooms. And I waited for everyone to leave, and me and Natasha, we hang it right behind that door, and you couldn't see it. There's like no way you could see it. We go to the rehearsals, we go to lunch break, and on our way back, we had to put on dresses so we could practice with the dress. And when I opened the dress, and you guys know that, you know, the dress had these beautiful details at the back. It's literally like metal pieces. And when I go to wear it, I realize instead of 2 pieces, there's 3 pieces. And I'm like, wait, am I not understanding the dress right now? What's happening? And suddenly I realized the dress, it's broken, and it's the weirdest thing because it's such a hard metal piece that my mind is rushing. And I have one of the questions from, I took notes because I want to get the names right. Jamil.col, he asked, what did you feel when you realized your dress was broken? I literally grabbed the dress and I was like, oh my God, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. And I was kind of surprised because I thought I would freak out a lot more, but because I knew I had another dress, the Harry Robles dress that we were going to use for the final night, I thought, okay, no worries. You'll be fine, just you'll wear the Harry Robles dress in case you cannot fix this. Long story short, I go to the room where Miss Universe have a group of people that they fix dresses. And my worry was the fact that it was not about a fabric or a neat, you know, we're talking about a piece of metal that you cannot just put back together easily. So I was really worried about, how are we going to fix this? Long story short, finally they were able to put a little bit of white tape, which I was freaking out about because it was really obvious it was just a piece of tape behind the dress. And I was able to practice with the dress, but it was really wobbly. There was also like a mesh fabric that was attached originally to those metal pieces, and it was completely loose. On my way back, I give them the dress, and they were able to fix it really well with transparent tape. They really wrapped it around really well, to the point that where I wore the dress to actually go to the preliminary night, it looked perfect. And lucky me, we were wearing our sashes, and at the crossing point of the behind part of the sash, well, the sash really covered that spot where the tape was. I wanted to tell about this story because I've been reading a little bit the newspapers, and I've seen some words like vandalize and ooh and this and that. And I cannot say 100% that my dress was broken by someone, but I cannot say 100% that my dress broke on the way of getting there. And I wanted to clarify that because what happened to the green dress had nothing to do with why I wore a different dress on the final night. And this is something that I want to share with you. This year, we've been lucky and blessed enough to count with the sponsorship of La Doctora Ana Di Marco. I don't know if you're here, Anna. If you're here, I'm sending you big hugs and kisses. This year, we were able to collaborate with 3 different designers. And the idea was that we really wanted to have one dress for the preliminary night and one dress for the final night. And at the end we had 3 dresses, and we had to go to a local theater in San Juan, all of the team, all of us, to wear the dresses on an actual stage with actual stage lighting to decide which 2 of those 3 dresses we were going to use officially for the preliminary night and the final night. And we all agreed a week before leaving that I would use the Eclípticas dress for the preliminary night and that I would wear Harry Robles dress for the final night. And the idea behind it is that we wanted to give a lot of fresh, innovative, free kind of feel of who Estefanía is. Really fun, and that's why I literally did the runway like laughing out loud practically, because we really wanted to show the fun Estefanía, the light, the free, the creative Estefanía. And we thought it would really match the atmosphere for a preliminary night. And then for the final night, we really wanted to show that I was also able to present a very glamorous, sophisticated, elegant woman, and that all went with the looks that I gave, with the choreography that I made, which we worked really hard on for the last week before leaving. Actually, even the day before leaving, we were practicing at 7 a.m. with those dresses. Thank you so much, Rosa Lourdes, for helping me out. It was an amazing experience. And I wanted to say that because, guys, I wouldn't change a thing of how I presented myself for the preliminary night and the final night at all. Not the hair, not the makeup, which I have to say thank you so much to Derek Munoz and Jaime Camacho, who were there to help me out with my hair and makeup. It was amazing. What I felt on stage, it was something so huge, and that is something that I want to start to talk about now. I want to talk about what it meant to be there and how I feel about the whole Miss Universe experience. But before that, I want to know, out of all those 10 days that we were there, which one was your favorite? I know usually Miss Universe was like 3 weeks or a full month, but if you could pick one moment in those 10 days that you absolutely loved, which one would it be? I will tell you mine, but I want to know yours. I am reading you. Good morning, everyone, or good evening, or good afternoon. I don't know where you're joining from, but thank you for being here. All right, I want to know which was your favorite. Okay, someone says everything was great. I have to say, everything was pretty cool. It was amazing, actually. It was not pretty cool, it was amazing. The final night, preliminary night. The arrival was pretty cool. I was able to travel with Andrea Martinez, Miss Spain. Alvin, preliminary, yes. When I was called to the top 21. Yeah, the runway at the final night. Yeah, I have to say, it was not on my favorite moments those 10 days, but I have to say, when I arrived at the airport, it was an amazing experience, you know, being received by so many people that you actually don't know, but that they do know you, and they followed all of your adventure and your career as Miss Universe Puerto Rico. That's pretty cool. The Miss Universe competition and experience for me has been the best experience of my life. And I want to say that because I have had so many amazing opportunities in my life. I've been able to travel, I've been able to live in so many countries, I've been able to work at amazing places, very elitist places that are really hard to get into. And comparing the global experience of being Miss Universe Puerto Rico and going to the competition, I can say clearly that the Miss Universe competition has given me so many positive things and has challenged me so much in a way that no other experience in my life has ever challenged me. And that's to say a lot. Favorite moments, I cannot forget about my beautiful roommate, Natasha, Miss South Africa. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well, but Yig Nive wanted me to say and to share with you what are the best memories that I have with her. There are so many. I remember arriving at the hotel. She was already installed at the bedroom, and she received me with so much energy, and she received me with a gift, with a beautiful pajama. So that's a beautiful memory. We quickly got along really easily and really fast. Nice memories that I have as well. It's just me telling her, you know, I'm sorry I don't snore while I sleep, but I might speak at night, during the night. I might talk by myself during the night. And apparently we had very interesting conversations at 2 a.m. that we didn't even remember the next morning. Like, we would wake up and I was like, Natasha, did you say something to me at 2 or 3 a.m.? And she's like, yeah, I think so, but I don't remember what. So that's a really funny memories that I have of her. But I think I have to say the biggest memory with her is just how incredible she was to me and how easily it was for me to connect with her and how comfortable I felt with her. I swear, like, I don't think I have ever made a connection like that with anyone, specifically in such a short amount of period. So I think I was really blessed with her being my roommate, and I know I have a friend in her forever, and she also has a friend in me forever. So I hope we can meet again. Maybe she will be invited to Queen Hangouts very soon. Also, I have to say I loved from that week there the Walk of Fame. That's how I name it. You know, that little hallway where we will all walk from our bedrooms to rehearsals, or from two rehearsals to dinner and back to our rooms, and all of the fans were there and people were taking pictures and everything. Like, God, I love that part. Like, I felt like a movie star, like a superstar. So I remember I would tell my chaperone, could you please hold this and that, so I could, you know, do the runway and be free. And I didn't have, but it's true that I always was with my little suitcase. We have to say thank you so much, Toto PR, for sponsoring those amazing suitcases. I was always with my little suitcase. I had my outfit changes there, and it was really practical. But that was like my favorite moment. I remember telling Natasha, like, oh my God, this is the favorite part of the day. She would be like, really? I was like, yeah, like, when would I ever again, well, I don't know, hopefully, but when will I ever again step in a space like that when people will be screaming your name and taking pictures and asking you to smile and pose? So I will always remember that. I already made a highlight bubble on my Instagram where you could see all of those walks, so make sure you visit and check them out. I also love the food. The food was so good, and they had such a great table of desserts. And as soon as I discovered that, it was, let me tell you, it was downhill. I was like, you know what? It's only 10 days. I've worked out so hard for these previous days to be here. The amount of energy that I'm spending during these days is so much that I'm just gonna eat dessert. And they had the best desserts ever. And another moment that I really love, that I'm very, very proud of, was the rehearsals and learning the choreographies for the show. We were able to work with Kent as our choreographer, and for me that really meant a lot, because 2 or 3 weeks previous to leaving, our coordinator Carmencita Rodriguez and our madrina, or our chaperone, she really wanted me to experience learning how to dance and learning choreographies. And I was lucky to work with the incredible and worldwide known choreographer Danny Lugo. I don't know if you're still here, Danny, but it was an amazing experience. We did 2 small videos with Danny Lugo, where he taught me very simple but fun choreographies, and I have to say that helped me a lot when it comes to my performance on stage. And to my surprise, when I had to learn the choreographies for the Miss Universe show, I was always up front, because Ken, the choreographer, was like, okay, Miss Puerto Rico, Miss Puerto Rico, and I thought, yes, I am doing a great job as a dancer, which is also part of the discovery process of being Miss Universe Puerto Rico at the Miss Universe pageant. And that's one of the things that I will always love. So I don't know, maybe I'll get a career in dancing, I don't know. Going a little bit back to what I was saying about how Miss Universe was really one of the most challenging experiences of my life, it was also challenging because it's one of the experiences that I've prepared myself the most for. And specifically, it has been one of the hardest preparations of my life in terms of getting ready for the jury interview and for the final question. And this is where things get a little bit emotional for me. Someone asked me, and I think this is how I pronounce it, B Sentinel asked, what moment you remember you thought you could be Miss Universe? What moment you remember you thought the Miss Universe crown can actually be mine? And I would say always. Since the very first day I was called by Denise Quiñones to my arrival in Puerto Rico, to being named Miss Universe Puerto Rico, everything, the feeling, the reactions, the almost spiritual relationship and experiences that I had with every single one of the members of the Miss Universe organization, the feedback that I have from the people that collaborated with us. So many people that after doing things with us will be like, I have never felt this before with any Miss Universe Puerto Rico. I really think you're gonna win. People would cry very often after they met me or after collaborating. Seeing my growth, looking at the story of how I got here. Remember guys, I competed in 2019. I made it to first runner-up. I closed that chapter. We are hit by the COVID and the pandemic. The organization allows for every single country to, if they want, send their first runner-ups from last year to represent. That's what Puerto Rico chooses. I become Miss Universe Puerto Rico. It literally felt like a movie thing. It was meant to be. So to answer B Sentinel's question, there was not a single moment in my preparation where I thought that crown was not mine. It was a constant feeling, not only from me, but from all of the members of my team, from all of the members of my family, my friends, the people that I met, Guapa TV, everyone was certain that I would win. And this is something very personal. That constant feeling that I had every single day of being Miss Universe Puerto Rico, of oh my God, I think I can win. I think I can actually win. I think I can actually win. Really inspired me to make the same prayer every night. I would pray, okay God, I know this feels surreal and I know the crown feels like it's definitely mine, and prepare me for that, but please prepare me also not to win the crown, because I don't want to be disappointed. And every night I would pray, please God, help me to win and prepare me to win, but prepare me to lose as well. And on that side, I was okay. I was prepared. Except that I never prepared not to make it to the top 5. And that is where it hit me really hard. And that's what really became the struggle as soon as I didn't make it to the top 5. And why? Because to me, the reason why I chose to be Miss Universe Puerto Rico and to accept the offer of being Miss Universe Puerto Rico is because I recognized that I was going to be able to use all of my magic as a model and as a person, but that I was able to integrate that with every single thing that I had learned in the world by living in 6 different countries, by learning 4 different languages, by working in international organizations, by being really close to really important projects that were looking for inclusion, for justice in different areas in Europe and in America. I chose to be here because I felt that I could be celebrated, celebrate myself, and other people could celebrate women like me. Women who are beautiful outside, but that have so much to offer. And that thing that they have to offer, it's offered through words, through the spoken word. So I prepared so much for that jury interview, for those final questions, yet I didn't have the chance to speak up, and that was crushing. I was so confused. There's a lot of questions that came from you. How did you feel when you realized that you were not there? How was it? To be very honest, I was so confused. It actually maybe took me 10 minutes or 15 even, I don't know. From the moment they called the last queen to be in the top 5 to going backstage where the rest of the girls were, I was so confused. I didn't really realize what it meant that I was backstage. It meant that I didn't make it to the top 5, of course, but more than that, it meant that I couldn't even speak. I couldn't even say good evening on the microphone. And that was crushing, because that was the most important thing for me. I had so many good words. I had so many messages. I had so many ideas that I was ready to say and speak, so that people will be like, oh my God, this is so different. This is such a different message. This is so refreshing, so inspiring above all, because that's what it's all about, right? It's all about inspiring people. It's all about materializing what you believe in words, in actions. And I was not able to do that. I even felt ashamed. I'm looking down because I took notes and I don't want to miss anything. Answering to your questions on how I felt, it was really short, and I'm glad that that feeling was really short, but I even felt ashamed, because there were so many people that were expecting for me to reach really high. Like, we were all expecting, like I said, I never prepared not to be in the top 5. I prepared not to win, but my not to win would be top 5 or top 3 or first runner up, never not making it to the top 5. And I felt a little bit ashamed, but I think someone asked, actually, now that I remember, how can you manage to go back on stage? And how can you manage not to cry on stage and not to put faces? And this is really important. I think for me, the fact that I was not alone, the fact that I knew there were women right just like me, experiencing the exact same feelings. I can think of Miss Australia, I can think of Miss Thailand, and the rest of the girls that didn't make it. It just made me feel that I was not alone. It just made me feel that that we were losing something collectively, sort of. And when you feel that you belong to a feeling, and when you feel that you belong with some other girls, in that case, to a same experience, then that gives you strength to go up and celebrate the winning and the accomplishment of other women. And that's how I was able to go there and smile. And also just knowing that that feeling was not only from me and from the girls that didn't make it like me, but from all of you. How many of you were there on that place, sitting and screaming and with the flags? How many of you were watching through the TV, through a YouTube channel? How many of you, maybe you were not even watching, but your friends were sending you WhatsApp messages and updating you on every single step, and all of a sudden it's gone. So the fact that that feeling of belonging to that experience of losing became for me easy to go through, because I was not the only one that was losing. We were all losing, in the sense that we were certain that I was going to make it at least to top 5, and I didn't. It was very sad for me. I remember after the show, that morning I decided, okay, I'm not gonna dress fancy at all. I'm gonna wear like a pajama-like thingy, and I'm just gonna go there, and then after I'll change. And at the end of the show, I wore my pajamas and I had to go back to the room. And I go to the room and my keys to the room are lost. I didn't have my keys anymore. And at this point, people were allowed to go up to our rooms. Of course, some of them were meeting some of the queens. There were family members. The thing is that there was the public that was on stage. They were walking through the hallway, and I felt like I wanted to hide, because I was, first of all, in a pajama. And I was just going through the process of actually understanding. At this point, I'm starting to understand what it really meant. and I just wanted to hide, but I couldn't because I lost my key, my room key. But thank you, Natasha, you were around, and she came to me, and she opened the door, and I remember I got dressed. I put on something really beautiful white dress, and by Maison TJ, so thank you so much for that beautiful dress. And I met my family, and I was in shock. It literally felt like a dream, like this is not happening. This is just a dream. And I get there, and there's this beautiful group of Puerto Ricans that greeted me there with a huge flag, and things are starting to get a little bit, this is okay, this will pass. And as I'm eating a huge hamburger, because I decided I wanted to eat a hamburger, one of the people that were with me, one of the persons that was with me, she says, "Have you seen your video?" And I was like, "No, I haven't seen anything." And she plays the video of my walk, of my final walk with my Harry Robles dress. And as soon as I saw that video, my heart felt so much lighter. My smile came to my face. I remember I started like, "Oh my God, is that me?" I couldn't believe that I was able to concentrate to the point of making such a beautiful performance. And I instantly felt so proud. And I instantly reminded myself that the results of that night had nothing to do with my performance. Not the dress, not the hair, not the makeup, not my walk. And most importantly, that the results of that night had nothing to do with the value that I have as a human and as a woman. And then things started feeling, better. And I realized and remembered that a week or two before going to the competition, I was talking to Clark, and I told him, I know in these competitions there's a lot of things at play and that are really important. I am proud because all of the things that were in our hands, we took care of them with love, with passion, with time, with a lot of caring, and we gave it all. We cannot think of a thing that we thought, oh, we didn't take care of that. And that's great. And that's enough. That's my point. That's enough. Now there's a lot of other factors that were out of our control and we couldn't do anything about them. And that's also okay. That gave me a lot of relief, that line of thought. But it didn't take from my feelings of frustration and sadness. I have to say, maybe the first 3 or 4 days is, now that I think about it, is really funny. But guys, like literally the first 3 or 4 days, I did, when you cry, you have to like, and then you start crying. Like I was so sad. I was just like this, and the tears would come flowing because the hurt and the pain was so deep. I know some of you guys and girls saw the video of the live Natasha, South Africa, did. She said something that people have been asking, is that true? Yes, it's true. She said that the next morning I was so emotional. And I remember waking up and going back to bed, and as soon as I saw she was awake, I was like, Natasha, I feel so sad. And then I started crying and crying. I think it was maybe 6 a.m. or 7, I don't know. And she left her bed and she came to my bed and we cuddled together and I cried. I don't know if she cried, but I was just pouring, like I had so much sadness, and it was more sadness. It was not disappointment, it was just sadness. And it was confusion and frustration of not making and not being able to speak, and it was, like I said, it was a feeling of mourning, of losing something that was so important. And like I said previously, that feeling of mourning, losing something, it was not only about me, because like I said on previous interviews, this experience has been so huge because it's not only been my adventure, it's not only been my walk, it's been all of your walks as well. You've been there with me, so It really felt like a collective mourning, because I was also reading your messages. I was also getting your messages and your love and your comments on how sad you were, how surprised you were. So it really felt like a collective mourning, and I guess that also helped me. But why do I want to share this with you? It's because the first days following that final night, you saw that I was doing a lot of interviews, and I was able to participate on Charlie Lapson's photo shoot, which I'm very grateful for. Charlie, thank you so much for making me part of that, because that event was the perfect transition from 10 days of hectic work to basically nothing, because I'm still Miss Universe Puerto Rico and I still have a lot of things to do. But you know, that transition of accepting what happened and the results. And during those moments, during the photo shoot, during my interviews, you could see a very smiley Estefanía and a very calm Estefanía. And that was real. I'm not saying that was not real. I'm just saying that I also wanted to share with you the other side of the experience. It's possible, and I'm pretty sure you could agree with in your personal experiences, it is possible for you to feel pain and feel happiness at the same time. It comes and goes. And for me, I was deeply in my private sphere and in my most personal sphere with my best friends and my family. I was showing and expressing that pain and that hurt and that sadness. But when I was able to meet with some of the queens at the Charlie Lapson's photo shoot, when I was able to hop on the bus and go to that red carpet with a cocktail party for Charlie Lapson and go to dinner with some friends, it really, you know, it made me feel so grateful that I had those distractions, and more than distractions, they were really a source of strength. And I'm talking about this, and I'm talking about how hard it was, because I also want you to know that yes, it's been hard for me. Yes, I've been crying a lot. It's been really hurtful and frustrating. I think today I feel better. The first 3-4 days, like I said, I cried a lot, and I woke up feeling a little bit empty. You know, like in Spanish we say hueco, un hueco. But that's fine. It's part of it. And today, this morning, I wake up and I feel a little bit weird, but as the day goes by, there's so many things that remind me that I still can do what I wanted to do. That there's still people that are still there to support me and that are ready to collaborate with me. And that's really important for me, that capacity of experiencing all types of feelings and embracing them as normal, as completely normal. So today I decide that I really find being Miss Universe Puerto Rico for the last months until September. Today, while hanging out with you in these Queen Hangouts on A New Dawn, I decide that I really find and I define what am I gonna do for the following months. And I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy that you're here and that you're with me and that you are allowing me to feel comfortable enough to share this experience with you. And the question that comes often is, what now? What about? What about Estefanía? What's going to happen now? But before answering that, I'm going to start reading your messages, because I know you've been writing a lot. Thank you so much. I love you so much. Gabi, Thailand, Philippines. Wow, you've expressed so much love to me. It's been crazy. Wow, thank you so much. Nilsa, I've seen so many familiar faces, so many key persons that were there for me. Thank you, Carmencita, Mela, Ramuel, Abdiel, I'm reading you. The next crown, thank you so much. Alexandra, so nice to see you here. Dr. Ravi to India, huge kiss. Some people are saying that they turned off the TV when I was not there. My brother did the same thing. Oh God, I guess, it was a very natural reaction when I was not there at the top 5 for many people. It's like, oh, why I want to watch this. Thank you so much, Sara. Yo te amo más. I'm so happy. There's a lot of I think all of my team is here. All of my team is connected, so thank you for being here. Maya, Ricky, Miss Universe Puerto Rico. So much love. Okay, so going back to the questions. What is next for me? So guys, I will be Miss Universe Puerto Rico until September. So I am so happy that I still have around 3-4 months to keep doing what I want to do. And as I picked some of your questions, there was one that caught my eye, and the person asked, are you happy with what you accomplished as Miss Universe Puerto Rico? And I have to say, I am. And while thinking and overthinking why I didn't win, why, I cannot help but see and perceive the goal of all of my experience as the Miss Universe Puerto Rico goal. I did so many amazing things that I would love to keep doing. I am trying to think of new things to do before handing the crown to our next representative. I am very proud, and more than that, I am so happy that this experience doesn't end now, that this didn't end on May 17th. This goes on, and I'm ready for the world. I'm ready for anything that comes my way. But going back to the Miss Universe Puerto Rico, in September there will be a final night, of course, a competition, a local competition where the new representative will be picked. And I want to take this time to let you know that next Saturday, the June 5th, we're gonna have our last casting. So if there's anyone here looking at this live, if you are inspired to move the world with your words, if you're inspired to do something different, to think outside of the box, to make people pay attention with what you have to say, to make people pay attention with your charismatic personality, come to our casting. I would be so honored to meet you. I will be there as part of the jury. I cannot wait to see. I know this, for many people, the results, a lot of people don't agree with them. A lot of people have asked me, what do you think about beauty pageants in general? I'm not going to get into that, but what I can tell you is I've earned so many incredible things that have made me a better person. You have no idea. And for that, I will always be proud of a girl or a woman that says, I want to go into a beauty pageant. So if this is your moment, if you feel it's your moment, I'm telling you, it is your moment, because next Saturday, not next one, in 2 weeks, June 5th, we're going to be doing our casting, and I'm going to say that in Spanish if anyone's here. El próximo sábado, creo que es en 2 semanas, junio 5 de junio, vamos a tener nuestro último casting para lo que va a ser el próximo concurso de Miss Universe Puerto Rico. Si tú sientes que dentro de ti hay una luz que va a brillar de una manera diferente, si sientes dentro de ti que tus palabras, tu experiencia, tu aura va a inspirar a la gente y va a llamar la atención de la gente que lo necesita, ve al casting. Yo voy a ser parte del jurado y estoy loca por conocerte. Alright, so besides the casting, oh my god, okay, there's so many things I want to say, but I'm just gonna ask you guys, what would you like for me to do? Like, how do you envision Estefanía Soto's career? I already have some ideas. There's some things that are calling my heart, but I want to know. Please write if you think acting or singing or dancing or whatever. I want to read it right now. Thank you so much for the love. Motivadora. Ooh, that's interesting. Just to be happy. Thank you, Nilsa. TV host. Ooh, national director. Hosting, motivational coach. Residente comisionada. Interesting. Acting and hosting. TV host. Yeah, I think TV host is the one. Definitely you're a spokesperson. Anything with my voice. TV host, motivation speaker, hosting. All right. So right now I just want to express, I think this is the moment. I am in a moment in my life that I am so certain of this hunch that I feel of taking advantage of this moment. So many people from all parts of the world have taught me, like, you know, it's incredible. Like, I've been this amount of years in the communications industry, in the entertainment industry, and we are mind blown on your capacity to talk to the cameras, and you're really good at it, and I actually think I am really good. And I have so much fun with it. So I would love to hug with all my heart any kind of experience and opportunity that would allow me to become a better host, a better TV person. Just to say, if you're someone that's looking for a talent that is passionate, that's gonna give you great content, that's gonna give you great personality, that's gonna make people pay attention, I'm the one. I'm ready for any kind of opportunity to come my way. In Puerto Rico, in Asia, in America, wherever it is, I am craving that connection because I recognize my potential. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you know, when you know you have your potential, when you know you're good at something, there's just the need of meeting the right people. So I just want to say here through this live, until September, I will be Miss Universe Puerto Rico. And from now on, I'm open to any kind of opportunity that you might feel I'm good for. I'm ready to learn. I saw some people saying acting, dancing. Why not? I never thought I would be an actress, but honestly, I was looking at my walks on the Red Walk and the Walk of Fame that I was doing, and I kind of look like a famous actress. So it would be great to materialize that and put in action. I'm ready to learn, ready to study. Just to say that I'll be here in my island in Puerto Rico with my eyes open. I am very open and paying attention to all the messages that you send me. You can contact me directly through my Instagram account. I'm also going to share my personal email account. If you have a good proposition, a good project that you feel I could be good for, or that you feel inspired to collaborate with and include me, please write me a message, whatever it is. If you want to invite me for a fan club, I'm in for that as well. In Thailand, in Philippines, whatever it is. Just to say that I suddenly feel this amount of enthusiasm, and I'm really happy because at some moment I thought that the frustration and the sadness would take over, and that it would take me many months to get back on track. And I'm happy because yes, I'm still going through the process of mourning. I'm still going through a process of hurt and sadness, but every day feels brighter, and every day something little happens that it just motivates me to do more. I see some invitations to podcasts. I'm in. Send a message, send a request. Of course, you can contact as well Brenda Rodriguez, who's the publicist, but I'm also very paying a lot of attention now because this is the moment to do great things next to you and for you and with you. And let me see what else I have here. I don't know if we have time. I don't know how much time we have left, because I know in an hour this thing will go. But I'm just gonna go really quickly through last questions that caught my attention. I'm gonna try to answer them really quickly. Marielis asks, how did you identify what makes you different and to stick to that? And I think it's a really cool question. There's no way to, well, there might be ways that you can see and tell, oh, that makes me different. And I think one of the things is really the feedback of the people. when you're pouring yourself over and showing who you are, it's really important to pay attention to the feedback that people give you. And to me, the feedback that people has given me is that they love how real and authentic I am, and I'm so proud of that. So that's my answer to that question. Are you staying in Puerto Rico once you turn in your crown? Pangela asked. I don't know. Like I said, I'm open to a lot of opportunities. I'm ready to discover new worlds. So I guess we'll have to see day by day what happens. A comment, Oles DPV, you're so beautiful. I followed you from Miss Universe from Thailand. Thank you so much. Hi, I'm Mary from the Philippines. Do you have plans on visiting our country? We love you. I love you all as well. I really hope I can visit. I have really good friends that I made during my master's degree in Belgium, and they're from Philippines, and they are the ones that have been, you know, sending lots of love specifically at this moment. So I hope I can visit one time. Christopher de Luz, have you considered acting? You look like a Hollywood actress. Why not? Could be cool. Give 5 best friends you've had in Miss Universe. James then Cruz asked. Okay, Natasha, Miss South Africa. Andrea Martinez, Miss Spain. Cristiano de Silva, Miss Portugal. Kimberly, Miss Dominican Republic. She was really nice, and I got to share with you. By the way, I owe you a pair of socks. If you're watching this, I will send them to you. What else? How can I forget? Miss Uruguay, Lola de Santos. Te amo. What was your favorite part of the final night? I answered that the final dress, Harry Robles. How many times have you visited Mexico? I lived in Mexico for 6 months in Ciudad de Mexico while I was doing my master's degree and while I was doing my research. It was an amazing experience. And also my nephew is half Puerto Rican, half Mexican, because my sister-in-law, she comes from Guanajuato, Mexico. What was the most forgettable memory of you and Natasha's roomies? I already told you, but those talks during the night I will never forget. How are you feeling knowing that you are the last queen of the knees? I feel so freaking lucky. I mean, you have no idea well, you do have an idea actually. She's amazing, and I got to hang out with her at a last dinner party that we had just to celebrate everything, and she said that she will always be there for me and that she's a sister to me. And that's exactly how I feel. Of course, it feels bittersweet, knowing that she won't be there as the official director. I know she will be around in spirit and she will always be available. But I'm just really proud that I got to collaborate with her, because I think we have minds that think alike. And when you are around people that think like you do and have the same values and same beliefs, then that makes everything worthwhile. So Denise, I love you. I'm so grateful that you have now officially become my big sister, and I wish you the best for what's to come. And I'll see you around, because I know you'll be in Puerto Rico, so we'll hang out for sure. I think that will be all for this Queen Hangout. Thank you so much. It's a new beginning, a new day, a new dawn. And I hope you can join me again next month. Usually I'm going to try to do them once a month, maybe earlier, but I will let you know. Thank you so much. I'm going to read the last comments before leaving you. Oh, it is so nice. My day is going to be a great day today. Love to everyone joining from India. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. I know all of you, many of you are working and are probably hiding in the corner of the desk so your bosses don't see that you're hanging out with me. Mayra, besos grandes. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your time. Nadia, te quiero. Ramuel, it warms my heart to see you here. All right, I wish you a lovely day, a lovely rest of the week, and stay tuned. See you. Mwah.